students of standard 10, we are going to start with a new chapter, that is chemical bonding. What is chemical bonding? The force of attraction between two atoms or two molecules to attain stability is called as a chemical bond. Why do atoms require stability? Atoms always have incomplete valence shells. An atom always has incomplete valence shells. Valence shell is the outermost shell of an atom which has incomplete shells. For example, metals. Metals have 1, 2, 3 valence electrons. Non-metals have 4, 5, 6 and 7 valence electrons. Either metals donate electrons and non-metals accept electrons to attain a stable configuration same as that of inert gas configuration. So, to attain that stability, metals donate electrons. If valence electron is 1, then it is a metal, it will donate electrons. The valence electrons are 2, it is also a metal, it donates electrons. If valence electrons are 3, that is also a metal and it donates electrons. When it donates electrons, the shell next to it, inner shell next to that shell is called as, the inner shell is called as the valence shell now, which is always a complete. For example, I take sodium. An atom of sodium contains 2 electrons in the first shell, that is K shell, 8 electrons in the L shell and 1 electron in the M shell. That means in the valence shell it has only 1 electron. When there is 1 electron in the valence shell, such elements you can consider it as metals. We call it as metals. In the same way, chlorine has 2 electrons in the K shell, 8 electrons in the L shell, 7 electrons in the M shell. That means the valence shell has 7 electrons. I had already stated here, those which have 7 electrons are non-metals. So, sodium donates the electron, then it has 8 electrons in the, this becomes, L shell becomes its valence shell, it has 8 electrons. So, chlorine also accepts electrons. There are 7 electrons, it accepts 1 more to become 8, so that it can attain a configuration of nearest inert gas. So that means it becomes stable. After donating 1 electron, sodium becomes stable. After accepting 1 electron, chlorine becomes stable. So when they become stable, there are no more atoms, they are called as ions. So what is an ion? An ion is a charged particle formed either by donating electrons or by accepting electrons. If they don't, sodium is donating electron, sodium becomes Na plus sodium ion. Suppose if we are taking example of magnesium. Magnesium has 2, 8, 2. If it donates these 2 electrons, then it becomes an ion Mg2 plus. So Mg2 plus means it is donating 2 electrons, so it is called as magnesium ion. Its sodium is donating 1 electron, that's why I written here Na plus. Same way, what is an ion? An ion is a charged particle formed either by donating electrons or by accepting electrons. So in this way, this forms a bond, we call it as a chemical bond. Now, let's see, there are 2 types of chemical bonds. One is electrovalent bond, other one is covalent bond. What is electrovalent bond? Electrovalent bond is also called as ionic bond. Covalent bond is also called as molecular bond. Why it is called as ionic bond? Because during the formation of electrovalent bond, that it results in the formation of ions. Because in case of sodium and chlorine, it results in the formation of sodium ion and chloride ion. Now covalent bonds, they result in the formation of molecules. We will read about covalent bond later. Now let's see what is electrovalent and ionic bond. A bond formed between a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom. When a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom, when a bond formed between a metallic and non-metallic atom, we call it as electrovalent or ionic bond. Now, clear definition. What is an ionic bond? An ionic bond or electrovalent bond is a bond formed between a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom, where metallic atom donates electrons and non-metallic atom accepts electrons. This is by the transfer of electrons from a metallic atom to a non-metallic atom. I repeat, electrovalent bond is a bond formed between a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom by the transfer of electrons from a metallic atom towards a non-metallic atom. So at the end it results in the formation of ions. Now let's go for one example of this electrovalent bond. Sodium and chlorine. Sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. Sodium, I had explained you the structure of sodium. Sodium has one valence electron. It transfers this electron to chlorine atom, which requires one electron to have a stable configuration. So sodium is donating one electron, we call it as a donor, and chlorine is accepting one electron, we call it as an acceptor. This is an acceptor, this is a donor. They result in the formation of, after donating one electron, it has 2,8. So 2,8 is an ion. So ion is having a stable configuration. Atom always, it doesn't have a stable configuration because it has excess of electrons or it will have deficit of electrons like nonmetals. Now you have to write this structure, like you have to draw this structure. We call these structures as geometrical diagrams. These are called the geometrical diagrams, which represents all the shells where electrons are present, and with the resulting is the ions. We have to show it in this form where it forms ions, and we have to mention the compound called as sodium chloride. One more example I will give you regarding this, like magnesium chloride. Magnesium atom has 2 electrons in the first shell, 8 electrons in the second shell, and 2 electrons in the third shell, that is in the L shell. Now, when magnesium chloride is formed, each chlorine atom requires 1 electron each. So there are 2 electrons here, 8 electrons and 1 electron here. This electron from magnesium is transferred 1 to chlorine. Another chlorine will accept 2, 8, 2. Another chlorine will accept 1 more electron from this. So as magnesium is donating 2 electrons, 1 electron is transferred to this chlorine, another electron is transferred to another chlorine atom. So this magnesium is donating 2 electrons, Mg2 plus, each chlorine atom Cl minus, Cl minus. So we write this as Mg2 plus 2Cl minus. It will form MgCl2. This is the ionic bond. Now let's see what are ionic compounds. Ionic compounds they are having very strong bonds. Ionic compounds are strong bonds. Strong bonds because of metal and non-metallic atoms. The bonds are very strong because the force of attraction, electrostatic force of attraction is very, very high in case of these bonds. Second, that is the reason why they require high melting and boiling points. Question is asked on the board, why ionic compounds have high melting and boiling points? They have high melting and boiling points due to high electrostatic force of attraction between the atoms. They form molecules, they form ions. So sodium chloride is a molecule. Here the combination is resulting in the formation of a molecule later on, but because they form ions, we call it as an ionic bond. Next is covalent bond. Now what are covalent bonds? What is a covalent bond? A covalent bond is formed between 2 non-metallic atoms. Here ionic bond is formed between a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom, but covalent bond is formed between 2 non-metallic atoms. It is formed between 2 non-metallic atoms, maybe of the same element or of different elements. Like when I say hydrogen and hydrogen, this is a non-metal, but the bond formed between this is covalent bond. Chlorine, again a covalent bond. Oxygen, again a covalent bond. Hydrogen, covalent bond. Nitrogen, covalent bond. Carbon, covalent bond. Carbon, covalent bond. That means what I said is bond formed between two non-metallic elements, between non-metallic atoms of the same element or of different elements. This is same element, these are different elements. Such bonds are called as covalent bonds. Now I repeat, the definition here is, what is a covalent bond? A covalent bond is formed between two non-metallic atoms by sharing of electrons. Electrovalent bond we have read, that is transfer of electrons from a metallic to a non-metallic atom. Here there is no transfer, it is sharing of electrons between two non-metallic atoms. They share electrons. Let us go for the diagrams now to draw the structures. Hydrogen. This has one electron, this has one electron. They share electrons to form single bond. Here it is called as single covalent bond. Because single pair of electrons are shared, it is called as single covalent bond. Again I am drawing a structure over here. Chlorine has 7 valence electrons. So it wants one more, so one pair is shared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one electron pair is shared. So here also we write it as chlorine, single pair of electrons are shared. For one more diagram of oxygen has 6 valence electrons. So 6 means it requires 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it is sharing 2 electron pairs. So here it is double covalent bond. Now here one pair of electrons are shared among the combining atoms, single covalent bond. Two pairs of electrons are shared among the combining atoms, double covalent bond. Next we will see nitrogen and nitrogen atoms. They have 5 electrons in their valence shell. So they need 3 more. They share 3 pairs of electrons. So here it is nitrogen is sharing 3 electron pairs. So it is a triple covalent bond. So covalent bond, if the combining atoms, if they are sharing single pair of electrons, single covalent. If they share 2 pairs of electrons, it is double covalent. If they are sharing 3 pairs of electrons, 3 pairs of electrons are shared among the combining atoms, we call it as a triple covalent bond. Now I had given you the structures of the same elements, atoms of the same element combining together, single covalent, double covalent, triple covalent. Let me draw a diagram of different atoms combining together.